Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2, and I'm back again with another tripping over my tongue with another movie review. I had meant to do this movie review earlier, but what has been going on in my life, it's been absolutely insane. My dad's in the hospital. I had to put him in the hospital on Mother's Day, unfortunately. He had atrial fibrillation and arrhythmia for the second time, and there are absolutely no causes of this in his immediate family, so why he's even having this occur doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just scratching my head thinking, But he's going to be released tomorrow, so thank God. It's just no fun at all and being in this house alone. But let me get to something a little bit more happy. I had seen Thor a couple weeks ago by myself because Dad wasn't really feeling up to it. So I had gone into the cinema not really knowing anything. I had never read the comic book, but I am an avid reader and I absolutely love Norse mythology, just adore it. And I thought that they really nailed the Norse mythology. I think that they did just a phenomenal job. And the scenes in Asgard were particularly my favorites, especially with the Rainbow Bridge. I thought how they did that was just unbelievable, and the amounts of detail that were portrayed within those scenes and the costumes with the Asgardians, I just thought they were absolutely just marvelous. I was just breathless. I was transfixed throughout the whole film, and for me to have that happen is really hard to do. And I love those scenes with just the galactic background with all the novae and the galaxies sprinkled here and there throughout Asgard. I thought that's exactly how I would want Asgard to look. It was perfect, in my opinion. Of course, there are some Thor fans who probably would not agree with me, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I loved the actor who played Thor. I didn't know the guy, but I just thought he was absolutely perfect. And his demeanor, his character, his build. I thought that he was terrific for the role, and I'm a really big Natalie Portman fan, so seeing her as Jane Foster I thought was superb. I have watched Avengers, so making her an astrophysicist, actually I thought that was pretty cool, and enjoying physics myself, I thought that was wonderful, and I really wanted to encourage that because physicists just don't get enough attention, darn it, and they're not taken seriously. But in the Avengers, if you watch the cartoon on Disney XD, Jane Foster is a paramedic. But I just thought that Natalie did a stupendous job, and Darcy's lines were just hilarious. They were so funny, and I just loved Darcy. Darcy reminded me of somebody I know, but I can't really remember who. She's just hysterical, and I just adored her. And of course, I think it was Jane's father. I don't know if it was or not, but he and Thor have a scene where they go to the bars, and he drinks himself into a stupor, basically, and passes out. And Thor, being an Asgardian, has no effect from the alcohol. And just when he takes him home, he accidentally bangs his head against the metal trailer. So he's fine. We drank, we fought. He honored his ancestors. It was a merry day, and that was probably one of my favorite quotes other than "this mortal form grows weak." I require sustenance. I think I was going to use that myself, because I've actually said I require sustenance before, so it's nothing new for me to say. It just, I know it sounds a little bit affected, but it's a great line, and I loved it. I had to giggle at that, and I really thought that this was a 4-star film. I know a lot of critics had been giving it 3, but I thought it excelled that. And I also think that Stan Lee's cameo was the best. I laughed so hard. And I'm still laughing about it. And it just was so great. Just to see him poke fun at himself again. He's wonderful to do that. And a lot of directors and creators don't do that. But I really would like to give Mr. Lee kudos for that. And I'm glad he doesn't take himself seriously, which is just, I think that's a great model for all of us who might think, who might take things just a little bit too stoically and need to just loosen up and enjoy life for what it is. And I thought that there were many good morals and values throughout the film. There really wasn't any cursing involved. Well, one of the Asgardians said something in Norse. It was a swear. I think it was shit, but I don't know or not. It could very well be, and I'm not sure. But that made me laugh. But it really wasn't anything too terribly bad. There's a lot of action, and one word that made this film, I think, were fight scenes. The fight scenes were just absolutely incredible against the Bifrost, and I just adored every moment of that. I live for scenes like that. And I also liked Loki. I think that they portrayed Loki accurately, in that Loki was a character that you either love or hate or have some animosity towards, and you think that he is helping, but he's not, and he's mischievous, but that's the way Loki's supposed to be. And a lot of people don't know this, but stick around to the end of the credits, and then there's an extra scene, and I'm not going to say who appears again. They also make some pokes of ridicule at Iron Man, at Tony Stark, but I'm not going to say when that actually happens. But it was really funny. I really enjoyed that because I'm a big Iron Man fan. I didn't really see any flaw in this movie. I thought that it was perfectly executed. I think that these movies just keep getting better and better, and I look forward to the Avengers, because I love the Avengers, and seeing Captain America before that will be, I think, the icing on the cake. I will review Captain America, so this is a good year for comic book nerds like myself. I just loved Thor, and I would see it again in a heartbeat. I think that even my dad would have enjoyed it had he had the chance to go see it, because he also enjoys mythology like this, and anybody who is entertained by Norse mythology itself without even having read the comic book, I think that they can really get a lot of entertainment value from this, especially if you see it as a matinee. And it doesn't need to be seen in 3D. 3D is just a gimmick. I know. But it is. It really is. It's just a gimmick to bring more money into the cinema itself. So don't see this in 3D. Just don't. It's a waste of your money. Just see it as a matinee and you'll be fine. And it's just as exciting like that. So if you haven't seen Thor, I would go and see it immediately if you could. And I think that it requires even more than one viewing, because there might be some hidden aspects in it. I know that Hawkeye has a cameo in it, which is in preparation for Avengers, but other than that, I'm really not sure if there's anything else, Easter eggs or whatnot, but very well could be. If there are any Marvel buffs out there who have seen the movie and maybe have seen it more than once, if there are any hidden, like in the Disney movies, they call them hidden Mickeys. I guess I could call them hidden Marvels. If you see any hidden Marvels, let me know. I'm curious. I would like to. I really like to see a movie more than once for that particular thing. So, it's the best movie I've seen all summer, and I'm wondering if it will be topped. We shall see.